The RPS is making this move now, I guess, because I think we felt the timing was right. Royal College proposals and the ethos around moving to Royal College status have actually been on the table for quite a significant time at the Pharmaceutical Society. Pharmacy's changing very rapidly, and I think the leadership landscape around that needs to change, and we felt this was the moment to make that move. There have been some external drivers around that. The UK Professional Pharmacy Leadership Body, I think, has been a key driver. It's created that atmosphere in the profession where there was a challenge for change, and at RPS I think we felt that this was the right time to step up, look at our leadership ability in our organisation and think, okay, how could we potentially do things better? And that's what led us back to the Royal College proposal. Pharmacy practice in Scotland, I think, has always been world leading. It's been leading within the home countries, within GB and UK, but it's also been world leading. I'm a practicing community pharmacist in Scotland, and the service that we provide to the public really is quite exceptional, be that through public health, through safe medicine supply, and increasingly through pharmacy first services, where we're assessing and treating a much wider range of common clinical conditions. That requires structure and it requires support to be wrapped around us as individual professionals. And I think that the move to Royal College status and the increased focus on education and credentialing in particular, foundation, advanced and consultant level practice, I think that if that embeds more firmly, if employers can get behind that, if as a Royal College we can drive that, if we can coalesce around that as a profession, that's going to make a massive difference to those of us who are practicing in patient-facing roles. You need the support to be able to engage with practice research, to be able to educate your colleagues and pharmacists and students coming through the system. You need clinical supervision. All of those things really are embodied in our assessment and credentialing work, and that's really where I hope will make the maximum difference to the practicing pharmacist. I think first and foremost, it's a greater focus on education, on advanced practice, on excellence in practice, not just looking at what's the bare minimum we need to do, but looking at what is the best service, the best level of professional practice that we can provide to look after the patients who use our service. I think a greater focus on that will make a difference to day-to-day practice in members' lives. So that for me is the key driver behind that, is to get pharmacists working with frameworks and being credentialed dependent on their career progression. The second point is around recognition. A Royal College of Pharmacy is a much more recognisable brand and organisation in terms of the politicians that make decisions about how money is spent to fund the health service, and also to journalists and the media who help us to get our messaging out there about the wonderful things that pharmacists can do to help patients in their practice. So those are the two key things: the education, the frameworks, the credentialing, but also how we appear outwardly as a profession to the rest of the world. In my mind, what this structural change does is it gives those of us who serve at a sort of country council level, so myself in Scotland, the chance to really focus the majority of our attention on supporting the profession within our home country and supporting it within all the nuances of devolved government, the way that things work in the NHS in our countries, and really picking up on the things that matter to pharmacists in terms of what affects them day to day in their practice. So I would hope that at the top end of the organisation, it will give us more transparency, more structure, more regulation, and at a localised level in the home countries, it will mean that we can continue to do great work. We already do great representative work at a home country level, but I would like to see that strengthened, and I think this reorganisation will help with that.